criminal, criminal.
Meanwhile, Tommy at the crib with the family, Shanti come over, tells Tommy Jenard's ass Ivan Drago little player Raheem, left his ass lifeless like Apollo Creed in her goddamn boxing ring, If he dies, he dies. So now they know that CBI know that Raheem was one of hers. And Tommy get to figuring since they inside man is now with Jesus, well, Shanti the only one that could even get close enough to Jenard at this point to find out his next move. He must have forgot that old boy Jenard, well, he down a bro. Last time I checked, due to Shanti ass and that inside goddamn man. But go down to Jenard's spot, she does. And she and Jenard get that rap, Shanti talking to his ass like it was the same as it ever was and shit. Like he just finished braiding her hair and shit after a good goddamn meal. She like, I'm sorry about Diamond. I know that's what we planned. But Tommy doing it, well, that shit's unacceptable. Like, what the f***? She up in that piece talking real crazy. Talking some unity and shit, Unity! Like, mofo, if he ain't FedEx, UPS ground ship Raheem ashy ass, bleeding ass, body to her front door. Like she would have still been here in this moment, trying to partner with his ass. He like, oh no, you with Tommy now, so I'm going to have to decline this. She like, I ain't with that. Like, what? I know his ass was thinking, mofo, you was just with his ass yesterday when Diamond got shot. You talking about? Like your gun was bussin' too. But he just listened. And she tell him she's still playing that long game, She like, did you see me kill anybody? He like, okay, what up, though? Tells her he want that old thing back, Now I want that old thing back. Make these moments once again a fact. Y'all know what the I'm talking about. She like, nah, player. We can with each other, but we can't each other, Emphasis on the wit. She like, I'm here for business. So what's the plan to get rid of Tommy? Let's get back to that. And he tell her he gonna have everybody over for snacks tomorrow night, to figure some shit out. And once Tommy gone, well, they can split the territories up 50-50. She smiling in his grill like was gravy, Like shit was peachy keen. She piece up out of there. And nobody was buying what the Shanti was selling, and she know it. She get back to Tommy, tell him mofos wasn't buying. But does tell him about the meat Jenard said they was having. Just then he get a text from McDowell about a goddamn meet. Dips out to go see what that about. Goddamn Marquez and the Estrada cartel players together up in a building with a drain indoor pool and shit, Holding session, set to chop it up. Che tell Tommy and McDowell that the goddamn cartels are merging, Says if Tommy want to do any business, well, he doing it with both entities now, as one unit. Tommy like, nah, that. And he and Miguel start to dip out. Che like, hold up, player. You ain't heard the best part yet, Tells him for this merger to work, well, it requires a sacrifice, a goddamn blood sacrifice. Like they was about to cut a chicken head off and shit, Like some goddamn voodoo was about to pop off. Che talking about somebody up in here been a pain in the goddamn tuchus since he came to town. And it's time this mother go. Was looking like Tommy ass was about to get got, Looked like mofos was surrounding Tommy and all of that. This mofo Che pulled out the piece, pointed it at Tommy. Then he handed it to Tommy, Said Roberto Ortega was his kill, And in quick fashion, like Tommy had some shit to do, puts 2 in Ortega's gut like blow, blow. And a final fatal bullet in his dome piece. Blah! Blew the hat off this motherfucker's head and all of that. Then he and Miguel pieced up out that joint,